Well, good morning. We today are making some wire-wrapped people. Just another episode of keeping yourself busy while stuck with the coronavirus. And this morning we are drinking some Kirkland sparkling water in grapefruit because I really like this. It's pretty good. Here we go. So these are pretty simple to make. You can make it literally out of any kind of wire. So if you're into electronics, you probably have 22 gauge hookup wire. This is what I tend to make them out of just because I have lots of it. You can make them any size you want. Bigger wire lets you make it bigger. But as you can see on some of these, you can wrap, multiple times, or you can just go once and get it any size you want. The one thing you do need is you do need solid core wire. So inside this, it is solid, and that lets it keep its shape. So that is what we're going to be using today. So let's get started. So just roll out some wire. I tend to start with a foot and wait for that bust to go away. What you're going to do is you're going to measure out how long you want your leg to be, and then you are going to put a twist like so. That twist is going to be your foot, and then you're going to keep twisting, but your future twists you're just going to have on top of each other. So it just keeps adding up. You just keep going up until you have run out of the length of your leg bone, which is that middle section there, like so. And then you're going to do your other leg. So you're going to measure down so it is the same length. Put the twist in it so that is the same length. And then I find it's easiest to kind of splay that up like so. And you're just going to do the same thing again. And as you keep doing more, it starts to get a little bit more difficult because you've got to try to get that kind of out of your way as you go. It's not too bad. You don't need any special tools. Just need a little bit of wire, a little bit of imagination, and there we go. We have a couple of legs. So let's measure out where the body is going to be. That looks about right for the body. So I'm going to put a head here. So it's a little bit of a bigger twist because your head is a little bit larger. And use something to kind of round it out. I would tend to use like a pencil or a pen, just kind of get it in there. And then we're going to measure the first arm, and we want it to be about the same length as the legs. Your arms and legs really are about the same length. Not exactly, but it's close enough for this. So just twist that out of the way, and we're going to do the same thing. We are just going to make an arm. Just twist all the way up to the neck. Like so. The advantage of this hookup wire is you can also get it in tons of colors, which I really like. But my wife likes red, so I'm going to do this one in red. So there we go, we got an arm. You just want to twist it a little bit around just to kind of keep it in place. And then I'm going to just measure out the other arm just by bringing it all the way out here. There we go. It's just a little bit too long. So if it's a little bit too long, you can kind of just pull it in like that. And then we start twisting. And since we got more and more out there, this is going to get harder, but you can just kind of bend it all out of your way as you go. You want to keep it nice and tight. You don't want any space between your twists. You can see it is getting a little bit harder to keep that nice tight twist, but you can pull back, pull each twist in as you go. That's fine. And the more of these you do, the better you're going to get, just like with everything in life. Practice, practice, practice. Almost there. So these last ones are going to be a little bit more difficult to get in. But there we go. Okay, well that arm is much longer than the other arm. That's unfortunate. Thought I measured that out pretty well, but I guess not. What I'm going to do is I'm actually going to pass this out here, and then I can actually... That is the third garbage truck coming from the exact same direction. So I can actually unwrap this arm slightly, and then I can wrap this arm around the other one until they are the same length, which is right about there. Okay, I'm happy with that. And when you're not making a video, you can spend a lot more time making all of this perfect, which obviously I'm making a video and I can't. So now we're doing the body. The body you want to be really tight. So you want to make sure all of your twists are as close together as possible. And you will see why in just a minute. Just go all the way down, keeping it nice and tight as we go. Oh, lots to go. Almost there. Okay, we're down at the bottom. And so now you got a choice you can make. Proportions on this were not perfect. When I'm not doing it for a video, I put a lot more effort into getting things matched up, and I tend to pre-cut some wires to make everything match. I'll show you how to do that in a future one, how I go through that, but you can also just play around, just trying to get everything the right length. And if you're not trying to talk and demo, you might just be able to do it better than I can to get started. But what I'm going to do here, so you can just say you're done here, you like it like it is, I'm going to add a second layer to his body. Because I'm not quite as thin as he is. So we're going to come up. And this is why we wanted it to be really tight. By having it really tight there, the second layer will stand off. And the other thing I'm doing is I'm winding it in the other direction. So you can see this one is angled slightly up, and the other one is angled slightly down. And this will keep it, hopefully, from falling into the grooves of the other one, which happens a lot. That's fine, but I like it to look a little bit better. The thicker ones, I think, are also a little bit easier to... I say they're a little bit easier, right, as I do that. They're easier to spin, and so I think they go a little bit faster when you're doing this outer one. And the same would be true if you were using like thicker wire. Okay, we are up at the top. So I'm going to go ahead and just bring that right in there and cut. So there we go. And they are posable to your heart's content. They can dance. And that's the really basic one that I tend to make quite a lot of when I am bored. And there you go. So I'm going to make some other quick ones up here. Have a drink of my sparkling water. The other ones I'm probably going to make on... actually, I'm going to leave that in. Where's it in shot? There we go. Excuse me. I'm going to make the other ones up probably in a sped up thing, so you don't have to watch the whole thing. But here we go. This is another style that I really like to do. I think these are fun. There's a lot less twisting going on in this one. So you can see there's his arms and legs. This one's a little bit harder to get started. But what you want to do is try to get all of that together. There we go. Okay, so I got that twist in like so. And I'm actually doing the head first right here. So I'm going to make a loop. Probably not quite that big. There we go. So there is the head. I'm going to get these arms and legs sorted so that they are going out the right directions. Like so. And then now I'm going to start wrapping. They don't have to be the perfect length because you can cut off the excess when you're done here. But I like to get them as close as I can. These are a little bit more finicky, but they're much faster because you don't have to wrap the arms and legs, and you're not going to do a second wrap around the body. So there we go on that. I'm going to go ahead and cut that, making sure not to cut the arms and legs off. So that obviously would be not preferred. I'm actually going to cut this as well, just to have a little bit less bulk in there. Like so. Yeah, this arm is a little bit longer, so let's trim that off. This leg's a little bit longer, so let's trim that off. And there you go. Nice and simple. Climbing up the mountain. Cool. Hope you enjoyed.